Hi, I'm Tom Freeman. This is a presentation on my development towards professional practice. Before I get started, here are the items I'll be covering in today's presentation. A brief introduction to myself, what professional practice is to me, my strengths and weaknesses prior to the course, how my skills, knowledge and behaviour improved over the process of the course, examples which highlight my improvement in professional growth, and a look into the future. I'd like to start with a brief introduction to myself. I started university directly from sixth form and studied quantity surveying and commercial management. I've got 4 years working as a project monitoring surveyor, and I've worked on a number of schemes including residential, student accommodation and office projects. A couple of these can be seen in the pictures to the side. In order to outline my development towards professional practice, I think it's important to outline what my idea of professional practice actually is. To me, it's essentially a term which refers to the conduct and work of someone from a particular profession. It allows bodies to set standards of ethics, performance, competence and training that must be met to remain within the profession. All of this essentially protects the client and provides a required level of service. Professional practice principles are applied across different industries. I've had a look specifically at the construction industry and noted the 5 most salient points which I believe to be the most important principles within the industry on the screen. In addition to this, it's important to note that there are other principles which are applied. For example, ensuring that terms of appointment are clear, act in a way that promotes trust in the profession, demonstrate a commitment to continuing professional development, and offering a dispute resolution service. In order to benchmark against my development in professional practice, I've had a look at my key skills and weaknesses prior to the course, starting with my soft skills. First one being my diligence. My conscientiousness in paying proper attention to a task, given the degree of care required in a given situation. The other one being time management, by completing tasks in an order of importance. Perhaps more importantly, my weaknesses, one being my adaptability. I needed to change my mindset and let go of the, well, that's the way I've always done it, and become comfortable in the uncomfortable. Being adaptable is important because it showcases your ability to be resourceful, displays your leadership skills and determination. I also needed to improve my growth mindset. You need to be able to look at failure and think about how you can make the failure a success next time round. A person that doesn't have that mindset will fail. Moving on to my hard skills. My strengths were hand-eye coordination and physical endurance. However, it's important to know this isn't really useful in my line of work, despite being useful elsewhere. My written communication, I've always been good at emails and reports, as it's part of my job. Again, more importantly, looking at my weaknesses before the course. I wasn't very good at Excel. I've got a basic understanding which is enough for my job, but a better understanding could help efficiency. In addition to this, verbal communication. I always found it difficult talking on the phone, face-to-face, meetings and presentation. This is something I really wanted to improve on, as I think it's important to be able to get your point across and work well with other people. I'm now going to reflect on my previous weaknesses and show how these skills have been developed over the course. The first one being Excel. By producing an order of cost estimate in my project evaluation and development module, I was able to get an idea of different formulas, different formatting, and this has really improved my efficiency in my work. In addition to this verbal communication, I've carried out a number of presentations through the course of university which has improved my confidence and presenting skills. In addition to this, group work has allowed me to communicate between numerous people and work together effectively. Looking at adaptability, at the beginning of the course, I often use my experience in work to complete assignments. However, as I've progressed, I've learnt to change my work mindset and utilise the knowledge I've gained at university to help with my job as opposed to just relying on my line of work. Growth mindset. As I've progressed through the course, I've been more active in asking lecturers for additional feedback on work I've done, so this allows me to see what I can improve on in the future, opposed to just accepting gaps in my knowledge. I'm now going to outline some specific examples of improved professional practice. I'm benchmarking these against the key principles within the construction industry that I outlined previously. I've used my knowledge from the course and applied it into the work environment by taking ownership of my own projects. An example of acting with integrity or acting in a way that promotes trust in the profession. I completed a project where I was asked by the developer to turn a blind eye to information which reflected badly on himself. I did not adhere to the developer's request and ensured that the client continued to get a diligent service from myself. Providing a high standard of service. At the beginning of my role, I received negative feedback from a client at the early stages of a scheme. I acknowledged the criticism, improved, and was commended for my performance at the end of the project. Only undertaking work for which there is appropriate competence. I initially undertook roles which I was not suitably experienced enough for, without asking for a training or help. I then asked my director for training sessions on the areas I was lacking knowledge in, which enabled me to complete my work competently. Finally, demonstrating commitment to the continuing professional development, I've recently set up a fortnightly training session with a number of key staff members. This allows us to develop our knowledge further. Following on from the previous slide, a key principle is demonstrating a commitment to continuing professional development. For example, I plan on being chartered in 2 years. I've already sat down with my director and we've discussed a programme on how this can be achieved. It's important for my professional practice to be chartered as it allows me to be part of a professional body, the RICS. I also plan on being promoted consultant following my degree and senior consultant within a year of my degree. Again, I've sat down with my director, we've held yearly reviews, we've set out objectives which allow me to achieve my goals. By achieving my goals, it will improve my professional ability within my job. This will allow me to provide a better service to the client and overall improve my professional practice. This brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.